the line of monstrous bandits advance towards you. You hear creaking coming from the woods, when suddenly, belching out from the forest, the dire troll. You're up first.
I cast Fireball.
That's all of them. Roll damage.
All sixes.
Yeah!
Booyah!
All right, you're next.
I cast Cone of Cold. It says AD8 right here. 64 points of damage.
I cast Lightning Bolt.
That's all right with me.
You just did that.
Radiates this like golden energy, and I cast shield.
He looks down in sorrow and then turns a fiery gaze to the rest of you. And that's where we're going to end tonight's episode.
You mother.
I'm Cork.
Nice. Cool.
Give him the official herald salute, Arcana crew.
Was that gonna be the answer no matter what?
Yes.
Okay.
And very quickly, my head just turns. It's almost like someone called me, and I look back at you and I give you one last wave and one little sad look before blowing you a kiss and waving goodbye.
She goes, hot damn, mama. And I'm gonna slap her on the ass, and then I'm gonna whip around behind.
We have an unboxing to do. This was sent to us by a wonderful viewer of the show who's been with us from the very beginning, I believe.
Yeah.
In this package, there are gifts for all of you, as well as candy to share.
I already prepped.
Okay.
Whoa!
Hooray.
The end of it now, you're coming to the other side. I need everybody to make one more constitution. And makes it over to this pillar.
Also, Cameron, this map looks amazing.
Right?
Let's see if I can throw that out.
I built it with my own two hands.
What about that other hand? What was it?
It watched. Stay safe out there, adventurers.
Listen, I can only catch the...
Welcome, weary travelers, to another thrilling episode of Arcanarama. What? Those adrift, the once empty, reborn of rhyme and mist, shall be the weapons lost to time. I'm Cameron Holt, I'll be your dungeon master for the evening. I'm joined as always by the intrepid Arcana crew. Introduce yourselves, Arcana crew.
Hi there. I'm working on a sexier version of broccoli. Samantha.
Interesting. I like that. I'm Relief on the Wind, Josh Kitchens.
On the wind. Huh. I'm thinking about getting into crafting. Kitty.
It's the pregnancy talk.
Do you think I do this every day? Do you think I come here for you just to say something you want to hear? Taylor Higginbotham.
Wonderful. Before we begin, we have some announcements, quick announcements to get through. So I'm going to throw it back over to Taylor for a less combative chat about
our first sponsor of the evening.
Thinking about how to make it still combative.
Punches you in the face.
More competitive.
Come in here.
Look, bitch. Okay.
Come here, give me a hug. And then while we're hugging, I'm gonna whisper in your ear, go to the Gilded Rogue. Go to thegildedrogue.com. It's a place where you can buy shirts and D&D stuff and also our merch. I'm gonna leave permanent nipples on my shirt.
Outside. Good. Yeah.
No, it's already happened.
Go under from the inside and hold it out.
So, you can buy shirts and buy things that tell other people you like D&D. And when you buy anything, they'll plant a tree. And trees are fucking awesome. If you ever talked to one, it's fucking great. So, go to thegildedrogue.com and buy a forest of merch. Thanks, Cam.
I'm on that way. Everyone else did.
This happens every time we do something weird.
At your 1 year anniversary on this table,
I am y'all. I'm just watching in amazement as all this shit happens.
Hell yeah. Sam, who's our other sponsor this evening?
Oh, what's up? Our other sponsors, More Fun Comics and Games. They're our local comic book shop. They might be yours. Worst case scenario, they do have a website where you can buy comic books. What? They give us our giveaways to give to you. They give us cool stuff. This month on Discord, we did a giveaway of, it was all
Wild
Beyond the Witchlight themed. We gave away a book. We gave away some dice. We gave away a fuck ton of minis.
Yeah, it's a lot.
So make sure you go ahead and follow them on social media, More Fun Comics and Games. Say hi, say you love Arcanarama, tell them our names individually, send pictures of us.
tell them what Arcanarama is.
Yeah, let them know.
Tell them who your favorite NPC is.
Start with that. Just walk in and be like, Pete, man, it's gotta be Pete. Just keep walking.
Like, he works in the shop too, you know.
Anyway, they're great. They do good stuff for our community. They do good stuff for you guys. So say hi.
Yeah. Oh, there was a thing I was going to add to that, but now I can't remember what it was. Join our Discord if you want to be a part of the More Fun giveaways.
Oh,
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Kitty,
Huh?
speaking of stuff we do,
We sure do some stuff. What's up, buttholes? We've got a Patreon.
Could you whisper that?
Oh.
You don't have to.
Yeah, so we have a Patreon, patreon.com/Arcanarama. We've got a whole ass podcast on there for you to enjoy. We have a Chaos Hours that it's a after show what happened that we do every time. Where we find out what happened.
We find out for the first time.
There's a bunch of bonus artwork and shit, and it's real cool, and you should be on there if you want to help support us and keep the show alive.
hell yeah.
Patreon.com/Arcanarama.
Otherwise, we're putting it down.
There's 2 episodes of the podcast. A
2
month
episodes
now.
a month.
Yeah.
Look out.
Maybe one of them, hang on. Yeah, the second episode of the month will probably be dropping this week as of the time this airs.
Nice.
Yeah.
So much content.
So much content. Wow.
Oh, wow,
Good job.
So much.
What's the time for now?
Rolling dice.
Let's make a vibe check.
Yeah, maybe vibe check's working, maybe it's not, maybe Safari Fred's in
It's
there
not.
doing some stuff. We don't know. We don't know what's up.
I'm pretty sure.
Ooh.
I got a 14.
I got a nat 1, baby.
Very average roll, I got a 10.
17.
The most exciting
Coyotes
D&D.
Did you say
If
natural
only it
1,
was
Cholula?
10.5,
Yeah,
it would
sure
be
did.
exactly average.
Yeah.
Excellent.
If only. It could be. 10, what's around it? Yeah, I would argue a 10 and a 12, like cocked roll.
Okay.
Would be like a 10.5. I got a 12.
Nice.
17.
12, 17.
Oh, you were super
1.
interested in what hers was, but I get a 12 and it's like,
Whatever.
you don't even write
Taylor.
anything down.
10.
10? Okay.
I'm like,
You gotta get a 1 or a 20 to get this guy's attention. He doesn't-
All right. Wonderful. Well, with the announcements handled, let's go ahead and gain entry to the Temple of the Lost God in tonight's episode.
Previously on Arcanarama. The Mistwalkers met with Pete of Pete's General Goods in the city of Foxburn. As they began their trek towards the Temple of the Lost God near the city of Goldrun, Pete informed the party of more of the history and politics within the Crexan Empire, informing them that it was assuredly not chill. Along the road, the party was nearly flattened by a stampede of savanna animals caused by the tense duel of a pair of nearby wizards. When the party made their presence known, the wizards put a hold on their fight, apologizing for the ruckus. It was discovered that the wizards had been feuding over possession of a magical artifact known as the Prophet's Tear, an item that the two archaeologist wizards had discovered in the nearby Harshan ruins of a temple to a lost god. The party quelled the tensions between the duelists, a series of events which led to the impromptu marriage of the pair. In thanks, they composed a letter of recommendation for the Archaeologists Guild of Goldrun to potentially get the party access to the Harshan Temple Ruins dig site. Will the Mistwalkers be able to quickly navigate the city of Goldrun and find a way to become members of the Archaeology Guild? Will they be able to gain access to the Temple of the Lost God by legal means, or will they have to resort to other options? Find out right now on Arcanarama.
The sun peeks up over the horizon, casting a golden hue over the vast savanna land and the city of Goldrun before you. Buildings with blue shingled roofs glisten like precious gems in the waxing sunlight of the early morning, and the sense of freshly baked bread and unfamiliar spices waft through the air, mingling with the earthy aroma of the golden savanna grasses. Approaching the city gates, your ears are met with the bustling buzz of activity. Traders and merchants hawk their wares, filling the air with a symphony of haggling voices and clanking coins. Adding to the melody are the banging drums, lilting flutes, and melodies of strings from various street performers warming up for the day's performances. As you enter, you can't help but notice the stark contrast. Looming above you, blotting out an entire section of the horizon, is the massive marbled plateau of red, tan, and black stone. Mansions, towers, and exquisite buttresses between the two top the plateau in the Stratus district, far out of reach overhead. Here on the ground, however, are rows of humble dwellings and makeshift stalls that serve as housing for those living a harsher existence below. Amidst the vibrant market stalls are promises of splendor and luxury as sellers tout fragrant oils displayed in glass jars that fill the air with tantalizing scents. Just a few steps away are ragged beggars with outstretched hands seeking momentary relief to their beleaguered journeys. Street performers mesmerize passers-by with illusions and feats of magic and natural resilience, with various geek acts, fiery dances, and fortune-telling. Ambition, hope, camaraderie, and despair all mingle together in the air. You find yourselves in the beating heart of Goldrun, where the enchantment of magic and the hardships of reality intertwine to create the captivating and complex tapestry of the Yellow Plains. Is there anywhere that you guys would like to stop or anything that you'd like to see before Pete leads you further into the city?
Lulu's got
Yeah,
blinders on.
I think we all decided before we got here, get to the destination, don't look around.
Don't get mad.
Absolutely.
Just go to the place.
Yeah, I'm trying to break this habit of toppling governments.
That's fair.
Yeah, I've got a patch.
What about as a treat?
I'm like, hey guys, I grew up over. Okay, no.
Sorry, we can't topple a government right now. There's no time.
The shaved ice over here? Okay.
Got it. They have a really good top.
Yeah, but where do those tacos come from?
We'll come back and fuck this place up, I swear.
When I've gained more power.
Sorry, give me just a second while I pull something up that
Yeah.
No time.
I should have done
The
before.
sun is rising.
The red sun rises.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been reading this book, Red Rising.
Oh yeah?
I
Great.
started it recently.
Yeah.
I was hesitant because I typically am more like, I lean more fantasy than sci-fi,
Same.
but it's been interesting.
It's been good.
I've seen it suggested a couple times. I think the design's in my head.
I think the 6th book came out this past week.
I never learned how to read.
Alright, same. I unfortunately forgot.
Audiobooks, they exist.
I can't hear.
Oh, okay.
Like, the reading thing is so bad she can't hear anyone who is reading.
Yeah.
She could like listen to people, but
Yeah.
There's something about like
It looks
when
like I'm
someone's
taking
reading.
notes, but
Yeah. She's just writing, I can't
making
read over and over again. It's
I
just
mean,
weird. It's like,
I can't. Is that what it says?
As Pete leads you through, he's kind of just like pointing around. He's like, yeah, this is the Golden Grass Market. There's a bunch of like different shit that they sell here, but we're headed to Dustwind Crossing. You guys mind? I gotta stop by my shop first, but if you want to keep going, it's a couple blocks away from the guild. If I can just kind of point you in that direction or whatever.
I'll go to Pete's shop.
Can I see your shop?
Sure. Yeah, it's on the way. You guys continue along your way as a voice calls out, "Excuse me, miss. I believe this belongs to you." And you're approached by a young tiefling, maybe in their late 20s or early 30s. He has soft but angular features, light turquoise skin, and asymmetrical horns that protrude from his forehead with ring-like ridges around them. They lightly curve with the shape of his skull, but the longer of the two is protruding from the right side through the part of his black hair which covers the left eye. He holds up a sort of like sheer piece of fabric that has sort of like silver, not thread, but ribbon through the top. Make a history check with advantage, Cholula, as he seems to be addressing you specifically.
Sandy. How do you always roll within one digit?
I don't know. 19.
19? Yeah, 19 is certainly enough to recognize your bubble veil.
And I didn't feel anyone take this off of me?
Mm-mm.
Cool.
Can I do a threat check on this individual?
Yeah, make an insight check.
I've just turned around and eye scanned.
I'm gonna snatch it from him.
Yeah, he lets it go and gives it to you.
Must have fallen out of my bag.
Well, you folks must be new to town. You got to keep your eyes peeled for pickpockets around here.
18.
18. He's not well dressed, but he's also not like he doesn't appear to be noble or royal or anything, but he's also not a beggar. He's just wearing kind of a simple tunic. It's got a yellowish cast to it. What's up?
Like how simple? Like internal pockets kind of simple tunic?
Maybe. You'd have to take it off and look if you wanted to see.
Fine. I'm guessing that's why you brought the field out.
Yeah, he hands it over to you.
Sorry, I saw somebody lift it off of you a couple of blocks back and thought I'd, recover it for you.
Who?
Some kid. I don't know who. Some beggar. I don't know. I've never seen him before.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you. I'll put it in my bag of holding.
Yeah.
And
you
along with everything else but my weapons, I guess.
Should I check your other belongings as well?
Yeah, sure. You should all probably check yourselves.
And you stay right there.
Sure. I'm actually, I got a shop in town. I sell different kinds of threads and cloaks, but I do moonlight as a tour guide. If you guys ever need some help, looking around the city, or if it's your first time.
What's your name?
My name's Kyrus.
Kybus?
Kyrus.
Kyrus.
Like Cyrus, but with a K.
Oh.
I always end up just
What
repeating
sort of
someone's
check do I
name
need to
back
do to make sure I have all of my stuff on me?
Yeah, no rolls required. You would know what things you have on you. Looking over yourselves, everything else appears to be in place on all of you. Quick, cursory thumb through of your coin purses, and everything is there. Those of you who don't just store them all in your bags of holding.
Where's your shop?
It's in the Dustwind district, just a little bit further down the street.
Okay.
It's like, oh, that's where my shop is. What's yours called? I called myself out just now. Hang on.
Just watching that. was amazing. I'm
taking-
talking to myself. Oh, I need to know something.
I'm taking what Cameron just said as someone walking by in the middle of another conversation. I just called myself out just now. It's bustling streets. They all sound like Cameron.
Skywood Silks. Pete's like, oh, cool. I'm Pete's General Goods. Nice.
They start making out.
They do shake hands. So what do you say? You guys need some help looking around town, or you want to catch the sights of Goldrun?
Not currently. We've got important business, but we know where to find you if we need you.
We've got
Sure.
a bit of a guide.
Absolutely. Well, you folks take it easy and enjoy your time in the best city in the world.
You take it easy.
I just look around. How many things are falling apart, on fire, covered in molds? Somebody's dying.
Make an insight check.
How many cities have you lived in?
21.
21. It's like the same way that people in the late 80s would be like, New York, the best city in the world.
Giuliani's.
Pretty much, it's like that, yeah.
He's the DA and everyone loves him.
It's certainly not. It's certainly not like clean, and especially this part of town is not like wealthy.
Yeah.
But there's a certain charm to
There's
it.
a guy dying in an alley.
City
Yeah,
in
there's
the
a guy
world.
who might be asleep in the alleyway,
Hey. There's no
but he's
time
not
for that.
moving.
Pink silks.
Skyward Silks.
Mhm.
What murder?
Skyward Silks. What more?
He's the best guy around.
Wow.
What about the murders?
Okay, cool. Kyrus goes on his way, and Pete leads you guys on through the city to a very humble wooden building, which is on its own kind of stands out because most of the buildings here are adobe and stone. But there's this nice little humble wooden building with a sign out front that says Pete's General Goods. And Pete walks up and just kind of like waves his hand over the lock, and you hear a click, and opens up the door and leads you guys inside. And you see a humble offering of general goods. So for y'all's note, basically anything in like the adventuring gear section of the player's handbook is available here. There's like shovels,
Parchment, rope.
yeah, paper, ink. For some reason, there's incense,
Shovel, do we?
I'm a shovel.
pickaxes.
Okay.
Probably we should just go ahead and get some things that make us look like we know what we're doing, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're still set on not looking like we're from here, right?
Right, but we
Yeah.
are set on maybe looking like we are archaeologists or something.
Okay.
Sounds like you guys need some threads.
Well, that's we've been suggested.
This outfit is probably the thing that I need, and I just kind of gesture to all of the armor.
Wouldn't mind a bit of a change.
Well, I just heard of a great shop, and apparently it's nearby.
How convenient.
Pete, can I get a shovel and some rope?
Sure. Let me just get my ledger out.
Oh, it's a Birmingham branded shovel. That's strange. Oh, and the rope is also Birmingham. That's fun.
What's Birmingham?
I don't know. It's, I guess someone's name who made the rope and the shovel.
Oh, I assumed it was like a type of ham. And that
No.
Birmingham was how you made it.
No, you're confusing that with Birmingham, which is the festival where they have one giant pig that they roast.
Right, where they burn a big ham hock into the street to a crisp.
Yeah, there's neon lights
that
everywhere.
festival.
It's odd. It makes the meat look unhealthy.
Oh, are you a hammy?
You said a shield and some rope?
Yeah. I have a tiny
shovel.
one and a big
Shovel.
one.
Shovel and some rope?
No,
Shovel
wait.
and rope.
Yeah, that's
Fuck
the
yeah,
Birmingham.
Yeah,
Oh, I get it.
Oh!
I know what you're
Shovels
doing.
and Rope is a band, and they have a song that's really good called Birmingham.
Yeah, I was just having a wheat toast stroke and just wanted to discuss Birmingham.
I thought it was a type of tools.
No.
I thought it was.
You want hempen rope or silk rope?
Hempen's fine.
Excellent. That'll come out to a total of 3 gold pieces.
Okay.
For 50 feet, unless you want more than that.
No, that's fine.
Okay, because if you're planning to scale the Stratus District, you're going to need at least 1,000 feet of rope.
I think very specifically we need to not do
Have
that.
1,000 feet of rope?
Sure.
What? All right.
Yeah,
Like
I've
all
got this.
one piece. No.
Well, technically, I have an endless amount of rope. I could sell you that too if you wanted.
Yeah.
What was it that you were grabbing?
That one's 100 gold piece. Oh, I just need to check up on the place, make sure I haven't been robbed. I haven't been here in a few days.
Oh.
But I keep all the good shit on me.
You said endless rope for 100 gold?
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
Cool. I do have 2 if you both want some.
Then we're going
Yeah.
to be able to carry this. Right?
Okay.
Sure. Cholula, you go to reach into your bag of holding to get your coins, and you realize your bag of holding is gone.
Jesus fucking Christ.
What? Who's that?
Oh, somebody took my bag.
Of
3
holding?
guesses who?
Yeah.
Or maybe he was just the face who was distracting us while some little urchin
It was
came.
100 gold.
Yes.
You
I'm
both
out
wanted
the
one?
door looking for this
Yeah, I'll take
fucking
one.
guy.
I'll just give him 20 platinum and follow Cholula.
Oh shit, alright. I'm gonna stay here.
You don't
guys,
think you could help at all?
I've got business, but sure. I'll lock up and I'll come help you guys.
You need to work?
No,
we
it's
should-
fine.
You haven't,
Hey,
you
I'm
haven't been
coming.
here in a while, right? Like,
He's like pushed you guys out the door and turns around and waves his hand and locks it again.
No, let's do this.
I just figured you had a potion that could make you see through people's clothes or something horrible.
No, that sounds gross. Why would I make that?
I don't know. You were muscular and flying one time, and I thought, and I'm just looking around the crowd for a
Takes a
scan
toll.
or I'm gonna like scan for a little running away,
Yeah, go ahead
but
and make
also looking for a sign that says Skyward Threads or whatever. That is.
Skyward Silks. Go ahead and make some perception checks, those of you who are looking. I will also do a thing.
Oh, you're cocked.
17.
30.
Ooh.
You said perception?
But I can't tell
Yeah.
when someone takes something off me, apparently.
Maybe they weren't there.
Yeah, the bag never existed.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes I can roll well on dice too.
I didn't roll anything.
I know, you have passive perception.
14.
14, 17, 30.
Oh, nice. So, 18?
18?
9 plus 9 is 18.
Yes. Excellent. Are you guys staying together or are you spreading out?
I'm trying to see what I can see just from outside the door, and I'd like to be close enough to anyone if they're like, there he is, I'm like over there.
Okay.
So I imagine I would like to stick close.
The rest of you staying together?
I don't want to fly here right now. I don't know the vibe. So yeah, I'm gonna stick close.
Excellent. So, assuming that you guys are staying within probably like 30 feet of each other, and the streets are getting a little bit more busy now as the sun has started to crest over the horizon, but it's not like there are still buildings blocking it, so it's nice and shaded. Probably you would guess one of the coolest parts of the day in Goldrun. Keeping eyes out, Cholula, you see a figure that doesn't look familiar, but you do see that they are holding a bag in hand that looks very similar to yours. You also notice that on a 30 perception check, it looks like the strap has been cut and re-sewn, which I would say that you would be aware, for having carried these things for so long, that the bag itself is enchanted, but the straps that are kept on these kind of like metal loops that go from on either side of it, that does not carry any specific enchantment, so it can be easily fiddled with.
Okay.
But you notice very much so that that is your bag, and you see the figure kind of tucking into an alleyway, maybe 50 feet away from you.
Okay. I'm going to point out there's the bag, and I'm going to shift and go after him.
Excellent.
I will do the same, but
let's
without the shifting.
Go ahead and roll initiative, and I will once again fully remember from the time we start to play music.
I've been humming really loud.
Anybody 25 to 20?
Dirty 20.
Nice.
18.
9.
Excellent.
See you guys in a bit.
For this show. Oh, not great, huh? Why am I counting down? It's like, and then you subtract your initiative bonus from what you rolled.
That count.
Silas, you said 18, right?
Yeah.
Excellent. All right. Boom. Okay. Cholula, you are up first. I said
Yeah.
he was 50 feet away?
Uh-huh.
Excellent. What would you like to do?
Well, I've shifted, and then I'm going to use all of my movement, and I guess bonus action to dash to catch up.
Okay.
So that's 40, and then 80, so whatever.
Okay,
it
so yeah.
takes to get to him.
Well, honestly, with your movement speed is 40,
Uh-huh.
so you can go movement, bonus action to dash, and you still have your action when you catch up to him.
Cool. I assume I'm holding a rope that Pete just gave me.
Yeah, you did just. It's interesting. It's like this little wooden case, and there's what looks like a spool of rope on the inside. And upon further investigation in the future, you pull, and the rope just keeps coming. And you
Okay.
can like cut off sections of it, but it is seemingly endless.
I'll probably use the other, just the 50 feet that I already got.
Gotcha.
Because I don't want it to just keep going. And I'm going to try to, I guess, grapple this guy.
Yeah, go ahead and let's make some opposed rolls. You're gonna make an athletics check, and he's gonna make, or actually, I would argue because you are specifically using a rope, you can either make an athletics check with advantage, or you can make a sleight of hand check as a straight roll.
Okay. I'm going to do sleight of hand.
Okay, he's gonna go acrobatics to resist. That is, the DC is going to be 26.
27.
Whoa!
It's a plus 17.
Okay.
So the rest of you, just for fun narrative sake, we'll say that this is you catch up to him before he manages to tuck into that alleyway. The rest of you watch as Cholula is just bolting through the streets, like weaving in and out of people, and catches up to this guy. And as she does, there's like a full-on like Jackie Chan style fight sequence of Cholula like getting her rope out and trying to wrap it around, and then the guy somehow like does a flip and then goes between her legs and slides to the other side, and they're just having this back and forth until eventually he gets so tangled that he can't move any further, and Cholula, you manage to tie him up. As you do, there's a sort of shimmer. We can go ahead and drop combat because he can't really do anything. His movement speed is 0.
Okay.
Yeah, you managed to tie this guy up. Actually, we're going to go through one more round because since he's currently grappled, he can still use his action to try and escape. However, if we get back around to your turn and you make one more contested roll, you can restrain him fully.
Okay.
So that's Cholula's turn. Howie.
Cool. Question, when I did the greater restoration, was that today or the previous day?
That was
Or like
that
on
was the
trip?
previous day because
Okay,
that
cool.
was in Waterdeep. You guys have slept in a tavern since then.
Hell yeah. Get that back.
Because you guys showed up and slept at the Tipsy Pixie, and then met Pete that evening. Kind of like did a daytime sleep.
Just for fun, I'm going to pull out my little mixer thing, start to, and then send Silas right up in front of him.
Hell yeah. Silas, do you resist?
No. I'm like grabbing the end of my short sword, like, okay. Just like in the alley.
Does it sort of like teleport Silas, or is he like launched over the crowd and then gently
No, it
placed?
teleports, yeah.
Excellent.
So it's like a little vortex comes around that and then shoots off to you and you go whoop, blunk.
Yeah, it's a very similar feeling to when you travel through mist or shadows, but it's got like a different little twinge to it. Like you feel there's like a lingering static electricity in your body as you pass through this sort
imagine it would just
of
feel
mechanical
more
motion.
Fun. Let's
roller
say
coastery, like mechanical.
I
like
spin it, and then the bottom mixer is missing, but there's a little trigger there, and I pointed at him and.
Hell
I'm
yeah.
imagining the sound of a ton of those whirring things too.
Hell yeah, that is rad. That's gonna bring us to Silas.
I'm like, I imagine I'm not facing directly towards them. I'm just like, and they're like, oh, okay. And I'm gonna like with my hand on my short sword, put my foot on whatever hands are restrained.
Yeah, I'll say that will.
I don't know how they're restrained, but just
Yeah,
kind of
with no roll
press it.
required from Silas, we'll say that that'll give Cholula the option to do another sleight of hand check, but you'll have advantage this time.
Okay.
That's going to bring us to the fleeing thief, who is going to attempt to escape the grapple. So we'll do another contested roll as he struggles against you.
Is this ADV or is this?
This would be with advantage because you have already placed your foot. Oof. The DC for this one is 24.
Always one number apart.
How? 17 and 17 is what you just rolled.
34? Is that what that is?
Yeah.
17 plus 17?
Ooh, boy.
What was the DC?
24, I think I said. Yeah, 24. Yeah, does not beat it. So that is all that he can do. Is he continues to struggle, but with Silas's aid, you keep him down, and it's Alma's turn.
I'll just walk on up. I think things look handled.
Okay, that brings us back to the
how's
top
it
of the
going?
round. Still only grappled. Cholula, it's your turn.
If I can, I'm going to snatch my bag.
Okay. Let's see here.
Or am I doing, do I need to do another check to restrain?
If you want to restrain him,
Yeah.
then that will take your action. If you want to snatch your
Okay.
bag, then that will take your action.
I will restrain.
Okay, let's make one more contested roll.
At ADV.
Oh my god, if I could roll above a 10. 24.
Nat 20.
Oh shit.
That's a 34 with an exclamation point.
Yeah, you managed to
That's a 37.
37 with an exclamation.
you manage to hogtie the gentleman, and as you are doing so, you pull tightly on the rope, and there's a sort of like shimmer as there's this strange shift in the figure that you are restraining, and it's almost like an illusion created from sand disperses from them and just kind of like spreads into sand on the ground, and you see Kyrus is tied up, horns and all. Looks like he had disguised himself, but did not disguise your bag.
Yeah.
And he's got his face pushed down. We'll go ahead and drop combat there as he kind of looks up and he's like, all right, take it easy.
Well, now I'd like to snatch my bag.
Yeah, easy enough.
Well, who the fuck do you think you are?
I told you. The name is Kyrus Threadwind,
What was
and I'm the best thief this city's ever seen.
what was the point of calling us out? You'd already stolen.
To get.
I mean, you had
Yeah.
the mark, yeah.
Why did you-
We had already been
Why,
done.
why steal twice?
Is that sand?
It was yes.
You're
It's part
sandy.
of the. It's part of the spell components. I'm shit. I wasn't even thinking about that.
What? Why?
The first time I interacted with you was to build trust. If you guys wanted to look around town, I could have taken shit from all of you.
Do you have a shop? Is that real?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why'd you tell us about it and then steal from us?
Because then you
Your
might come and
business
buy
plan
some
is
stuff, and then I
to
got even
steal
more.
something, return it, tell them about your shop, and steal
Oh,
more.
no,
from
there's
it.
no logic here. I'm going to start digging through his pockets for the keys to
There's
the shop.
plenty of logic here. Fuck you.
Does
Get your hands out of my
I'm gonna
pockets.
cast command
Guns.
and I'm gonna cast command and tell him
I'm
to
being robbed.
stop.
You cast command. Okay, go ahead. He needs to make a saving throw,
If
right?
the gods come down here, they're going to find a headless guy.
A wisdom saving throw?
Yeah.
Not
Is there
you.
a
That is 19.
Bitch. Yeah, I guess.
Gods, I'm being robbed!
I can't get in the head.
Is there a piss waterfall nearby?
Not nearby, no. You guys are. This is a really big city.
Board.
Okay.
Are there
Silas,
keys in his pockets?
you're searching his pockets. Go ahead and make an investigation check.
And
I'm gonna cover his mouth.
yeah,
Okay, you do so. After he's called out, guards, I'm being robbed, you cover his mouth. I'm going to make a couple of rolls in our friend here. The first one,
We're getting kicked out of the city immediately.
16. Can't roll over a 10 on Silas's threat checks or stealing or anything.
the first one is going to be a luck check.
Okay.
The way I'm going to rule this is because it is his luck that we're rolling for, you guys want a low number.
Oh,
Thank you. That's a 6. That's a pretty low number.
Nice.
Nice.
So, now I'm going to roll a persuasion check. Because he rolled a 6 on his luck check, there are fewer guards in the area, so he's going to need a much higher roll. I'm going to say this is a DC 25 persuasion check that he is about to make. His persuasion is +6, so he needs to roll a 19 or higher. That's a 12.
he wouldn't dare.
You cover his mouth,
Yeah.
and no guards seem to be approaching. Thank you. You now have him here in the street.
What should we do with
Give me
him?
them keys.
What'd you roll for investigation?
16.
16? 16's pretty good.
Right, 9 plus 7
He
is
does
16.
have a lot of extra pockets on the inside of his very seemingly simple common
I
clothes.
begin dad explaining how thieves work and how jackets work and like you want this pocket ridiculous. Okay, and what else?
We know all about thievery. You told us on the way here.
I'm just refreshing you as we're new to this city.
You find 4 daggers.
I'm just throwing those out.
Yeah.
It's like,
You can see that he's got some reinforced leather armor on under his common clothes, as well as a not concealed a rapier at his side. You also find a bag full of 1,000 ball bearings, as well as a little bell.
oh, that's you.
There's a
Thank
candle, and somehow there's like one pocket that you find that more things are coming out of, and you get the sense it's not as complex an enchantment as like a bag of holding, say, because with that you have to like know what you're reaching in to grab. But this one you're just reaching in and you feel something and you pull it out, and it's like an entire crowbar comes out of this man's pocket.
Okay.
You find a crowbar, a hammer, a hooded lantern, a flask of oil, some pitons, so another 50 feet of hempen rope, some string, as well as a tinderbox.
My eyes are just like rolling.
Yeah, and the last thing that you grab is a little ring of keys.
okay.
Yeah, give him his stuff back.
Well, that's
What
all
is this,
here.
a starter kit?
It's all here.
Cholula, are you just like holding your hand over his mouth?
Yeah.
Should we?
Okay.
Let's go to a shop. Let's go to a shop.
Are the clothes nice? I'm not asking him. I'm asking Kelly.
Oh, the clothes that he's wearing?
Yeah.
They're expertly crafted, yeah. You could not, your initial ocular pat down, you didn't catch any extra pockets.
I'm gonna like lean it down to his eyes, like really, like I imagine he's like cheek down. I
Yeah.
could take everything you have, or you could give us a heavy discount at your shop.
Make a persuasion check with advantage.
That feels intimidating.
Oh yeah, make an intimidation check with advantage.
Are either of those good? No, they're
You
not
have a
good.
great intimidation, don't you?
No.
No.
He's really good at lying.
My deception for my shadowy friend. That's a nat 20 and a 14.
So you give Taylor advantage. It's gonna be a nat 20 9 times out of 10.
It's just statistics.
You can you can see there's a little bit of a blush as his turquoise skin goes from turquoise to more of a pinkish color across the cheeks and nose, as he kind of like strains his face and then resigns. He stops resisting against his binds and he just nods.
I'll
We're
pick up
gonna
one
take the hand off your mouth.
No.
We're going to take the rope off.
I'm gonna take one of the
There's no
daggers.
point in
and
running.
just pull it.
If you scream, I can turn you into sand.
I'm so fast.
I'll take my hand off his mouth and like extra secure my bag where it goes. And then I'll like, there's like one twist that you can undo the binds with, and then the thieves can't. I'm gonna tell them we're not the thieves.
I know when I've invested, okay? Follow me, the shop's this way.
Are there any markings on this guy that indicate like an allegiance or?
Make a perception check.
And thank you for your help, Pete, who I imagine is somewhere eating.
You guys did great.
Takes a bite out of like some sort of fried bread.
Yeah.
13. Ooh, where'd you get that?
There's a stall over there.
Oh.
Yeah, they're all over the place.
So much
Go
for
run, fucks,
involving
y'all.
ourselves in
This
this.
place fucks.
I hope they serve food.
Fuck bread.
What'd you get on your perception? 13. It's subtle, but you do notice. You don't know if this is like an affiliation, but based off of what you've been told
That's the word I wanted.
about various organizations from this area, he does have a tattoo on his right wrist that's just a line that goes all the way around with little stitch marks.
Does that mean anything to me?
Here, I'll nudge Howie.
Yeah, Howie, you're from here. Easily enough, this dude's part of the Stitch Weavers.
Okay.
It's like the local thieves guild.
Yep.
Recently expanded. He stands up and kind of like dusts himself off and leads you guys a little bit further down the street. Pippin follows along. He's like, "That was really good. Y'all are so fast."
Oh, you were here the whole time?
I was here the whole time.
Thanks, Pip.
You gotta speak up.
That's okay. I saw Pete going to get some fried dough and I got distracted.
You have
Did
like a
you get
catchphrase.
any?
Can you use it?
Yeah, I got some extras.
Thank you.
Pete hands out. It's like these little. It's like they take dough and twist it around a skewer so that there's like a little spiral, and then it gets deep fried and then dusted with or what's the
Brush?
brushed with butter,
Basil.
and then a sprinkling of like cinnamon sugar.
That's fine. Yeah, it's nice.
I got mine with cayenne. It's got a kick.
Neat. Could have used your roguish abilities in the alleyway, I imagine.
You didn't need
Did-
any.
could you?
Y'all did it.
What
You
if we
did a
didn't
good
do?
job.
You know, it's a what-if situation.
Yeah, but there was no what if. It was you and Cholula and Howie in a second.
You
I
guys
was
have
still looking for the fried
It
dough.
was 6
like 12
seconds. It was 12 seconds.
No, it was 6
I think that
seconds.
was literally 6 seconds.
It was 6
so,
seconds.
It was closer to 12. Listen, you guys have got some skills. Here we are. And he unlocks the door and leads you in every time. Leads you into Skyward Silks.
I locked the door behind us. For sure. When we come in.
It's a beautiful facade. It's an adobe building. Think very Gerudo Town, but on a larger scale for this place.
Yeah.
And there are, or Gerudo Town, I don't know. There are silks spread out over the top. In the way that they blow in the wind, they seem to billow more than your typical fabric. There's probably some sort of enchantment on them that makes them look very cloud-like. As you enter Skyward Silks, you see there are rows and rows of various different types of silks and cottons and different, mostly breathable fabrics that line the walls, and then there are little circular stands that kind of speckle the interior as well that have different sections. There's not only sections for like men's and women's fashions, but there are also sizings and not appropriations.
Approximations?
Sizings and representations for different races. Like even a dragonborn could come in here and find clothes that will fit them. And then obviously they also offer tailoring specific to, you know.
Yeah.
I've got horns on my shoulders, so
Yeah.
I've got to have this taken in. Because I prefer it
Into
fitted.
little holes.
The horns
I have
were just a
goat
side note.
legs.
I've been shirtless my whole life.
See, now this is such a nice shop. Why
Welcome
do you
to
have
my
go
little kingdom.
stealing? Like, why do you gotta do both? You're just like taking things from people.
I wouldn't say that I like it.
Oh, so
You're
you
very prideful about it.
owe someone something.
Yeah. I got involved in a bad deal not too long ago, and my partner got picked up. So I've been mostly, honestly, just paying to keep up with the interest that was tacked on to make sure that they don't lose any more body parts.
That's
Picked up.
unfortunate because now you owe us a discount.
So who picked up your partner?
Lord Seraph Lockwood.
We're not doing this, right?
Asking questions.
We can ask questions.
You ask questions for
Maybe
answers.
we can offer a solution that doesn't have any.
Can I talk to you over by the door that I locked? All of you?
I know.
Pippin, you two.
Feel free to look around.
Lord Saris, what?
Lord Seraph, like
Seraph.
Seraph, Seraph Lockwood.
Okay.
Right. There's a war is mounting between two continents, and we can't go settling the debts of a pickpocket. Yes?
What if they're really?
It's not an argument. I'm
murder?
saying statements that are true. The end.
I prefer the term small business owner.
In fairness, he didn't pick anybody's pocket. He just cut it off.
Ha, very good.
Cuppers,
Now
okay,
we're being
yeah.
pedantic. Very nice. Any more semantics we want to pick out of my sentences? No? Good.
Yeah,
We can
so you
help,
give
we
it,
can
you
get
give
our
it
things
when you're like tightly
all
strapping
good.
the bag back on. You give it a couple tugs. It is like expertly sewn back together. You get the sense.
It's great.
You get
we're
the sense
we're
that-
going to be getting things from here than leaving here.
You get the sense that the surname Threadwind is not something he was born with.
Okay.
So, bleh.
Well,
No offense, good sir, but you're small potatoes, and we need to be dealing with the whole roast currently.
Sure, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't expect you to come in here and solve my problems for me. I mean, you guys probably don't even have any beef with fucking archaeologists anyway.
We find a way
Oh
every
no,
Wait,
you
wait, 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 wait.
have a beef with archaeology.
I'm gonna like shutter the windows. If there's, like,
Curtains
anything-
were already drawn.
Okay.
what can you tell us
Fuck!
about
Or like kick something nearby.
what about the archaeologists?
Lord Lockwood, he's an overseer of some dig in town, and me and my partner, Rashmi, we were going to go in and liberate some of the artifacts, return them to their rightful owners.
Oh,
Tablets.
that's a really good thing to do.
This is where we say tablets,
What's
right?
your partner's name again?
It's probably tablets. Rashmi,
Rashmi.
or Rashmi.
You still owe us a discount, but we have to talk a lot more, apparently.
Sure.
You never want to be on this side of the interrogation. You want to be the one, like, getting answers because there's something at stake, and I've embarrassed myself, is what I've done.
So who
It's
are the
okay.
rightful owners you're talking about?
We forgive you.
The Hashan peoples.
They still exist?
Yeah. There's a nomadic tribe that travels around the Yellow Plains, but mostly they stick to the Goldrun region. Rashmi used to run with them until she, parted ways, came to Goldrun. We met, one thing led to another, we became partners in more ways than one, and heard about this dig site that they found, and we figured that instead of those important artifacts going to some
Spicy.
human-run museum in the city, that they should belong to the nomads who descend from the peoples that created them.
Rashmi is Hashan.
So you're telling me
Yes.
it doesn't belong in
That's
the
good
museum.
to know.
Got it.
It does not belong. It belongs with the people.
So
Museums should host recreations of artifacts
Yeah.
that
It
they
can't
found.
always be fortune or glory.
do the Hashan peoples know? Do they remember, or do they pass down stories about like old gods and old languages and whatnot?
I'm sure they do. I only know a couple of key phrases in Hashan. It's a really tough language, but I'm sure that they've got stories. I mean, Rashmi would tell me all the time, bedtime stories from when she was a kid, and there was some event that happened a really long time ago. Basically, like when humans first came to Vesica, and they landed in the Yellow Plains.
Black rain and stuff.
Sure, yeah, there's that one. That's the first man. That's more human lore than Harshan. From the Harshan's point of view, you know, some strange settlers showed up and decided that this land should be theirs, started building on it. There were a lot of tensions, some fighting, and the Harshan will run off because, you know, humans, they couldn't understand their language. Again, it's very complex. It's hard. There's a lot of intricacies to the different sounds that they're able to make with the way that their teeth are shaped.
So, do you know where,
Rush.
with an N or
Rashmi.
Rashmi with an
Rashmi.
M.
Do you know where they're keeping them now?
Yeah, Rashmi is locked up in the plateau cells, sort of, you know, underneath the Golden Falls that come down from the Stratus district, built into the plateau itself, kind of carved into it. There's a holding cell. It's not like they're getting pissed on inside all the time.
No, but
I'd be lying if I didn't.
Low specs.
I'd be lying if I said I didn't get sprinkled every time I try to go visit.
That was the worst sentence I've heard in a long time. Pissed on the inside all the time.
Right. It's mostly water, but there's definitely sewage in there.
okay. So,
So, team, we're going to be moving towards a prison, which means we can't solve every problem in there as well.
So you're trying
no,
to.
but maybe we could just let everyone out all at once.
I'm trying to. Oh, whoa, hey.
There might be people that
Is there a
need some
is there
rehabilitation.
We
cost?
can deal with that.
Like if you pay a certain amount, they let it go.
Yeah, like
wait,
sort of like a bounty.
Who locked her?
Lord Lockwood.
Oh, got it.
Yeah, he was.
Because they're in charge of the dig site and they were trying to steal from it.
Yeah, we got caught. Well, she got caught. I managed to get away.
This is not a good time to boast, I don't think.
Sure. Listen, all I'm saying is I'm very well practiced when it comes to infiltration and taking things.
And you haven't retrieved Rashmi.
No, that's a fucking. I'm not gonna infiltrate a high security prison with one entrance, one exit. Are you fucking kidding me?
How
No way.
much is the bounty? Is Pete with us?
Yeah.
Also, Pete, I owe you because I didn't have my bag.
Oh, I paid.
Alma covered
Oh, thank you, Alma.
Yeah, sure. I figured 2,000 feet of rope comes in handy for all of us.
It's endless.
This is a nice place. You make all this shit yourself?
Yeah, by hand.
Cool.
How much is the bounty?
Game respects game.
I still owe about 50,000. And like I said, stuff has been low. Sales have been low lately in Skywood Silks. So I've been using my skills elsewhere to get what I can, but mostly I'm just keeping up with interest at this point.
How
If I fall behind on payments, they're going to start removing more fingers.
more?
Yeah, well, I mean, there's the initial 2 for being caught
All right,
stealing.
let's talk through this a little bit. So, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
If we break them out, are they coming after you again still?
No,
they
they don't
come
know that I
after
was involved. As far as the nobles of Goldrun are concerned, I just am a concerned party trying to get my wife out of prison. I was never seen.
Are you married?
What?
Are you married?
Yeah, she's my partner.
Oh, I thought you meant like your partner and, sleeping.
Yeah, more ways
In
than
more
one.
ways than one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was trying to be cool and coy about it. I could be more straightforward.
I think so we need someone that can, like, read the tablets, is that right?
Well, I mean, I'm wondering if we get what we need from the site, we sort of infiltrate, then maybe we can
Site
find a way
first.
to have everyone get what they want. Or if it's
Not a
all
problem,
Black
not a
Rain
problem.
members, then we, kill everyone.
I could get you into the site.
Well, we've received we married a couple yesterday, so they gave us a writ to be able to join
Oh, yeah.
the archaeologists.
You
so
got
we
it
could
on
get
you?
in. No. Yeah.
I could give it a once over. I'm not going to take it or nothing.
Is he gonna take it or something?
Make an insight check.
Is this a state-funded prison?
Yeah.
Does it boast rehabilitation, or is it just imprisonment for debt?
No, I mean, they're not like trying to make nobody's gonna get released unless you pay for it, you know. They're not trying to like fix behaviors.
I think we trashed the prison.
Yeah, we gotta let everyone out of there.
We trashed the prison. We trashed the prison. We trashed the dig site. We go back home.
It's just a big money vault, but for people's time.
It's fucked up.
Yeah, it's horrible.
And we need somebody out of there anyway, so...
Yeah, like how are they gonna keep stock?
We let everyone
How have I not
out.
met y'all sooner? This is amazing.
High fives all around. No, he's part of it now.
I'm I will not be ignored.
23.
23?
I refuse to be ignored.
It all kind of makes sense. Like, I don't know, how in debt he is, and it's like, these people look dangerous.
Yeah.
Probably have money.
Hey, like I said, I'm the best thief in Goldrun, and you guys just handed me my ass.
How do we? I mean, have you met every thief? Is there a thief off? You know what I mean? Every.
There's a guild.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the Stitch Weavers.
You have like your picture hung up?
No, I mean it's pretty private. But I know other members. I got ins in different places. You know, we trade information. We know where the wealthy people are going to be, and who's going to be distracting them, and who's going to be taken from
Can
them.
you replicate the guard's clothing?
Yeah, easy.
That's good.
You said you've been going to this prison.
Yeah, I try to visit when I can, but
And
they're not always taking visitors.
And you're a thief?
Yeah.
Have you taken anything from the prison recently?
Nothing more than a couple of, some loose change off of some guards.
That's fine. Do you happen to have specifically the coins?
Yeah, he pulls, reaches into a pocket that Silas you didn't find when you were searching him, and drops a.
Getting rusty is what's happening.
A little. It's very like simple brown leather pouch. Hands it over to you.
Well, I could get us in.
I don't know if they. How? Wait, what?
Don't worry about it right now.
The getting out would be an issue, but we could time it
If
to
we
where
take something from here, it's no longer an issue.
It might be better if we maybe.
Where is that going to take us? The
Not
front
a clue.
gate,
Also-
the back
Probably.
gate. Yeah.
What is like, whatever. And it's from there.
Shouldn't
Is
we
it
be?
from, like?
It was taken from there.
We could end up in the
Shouldn't we
mint where the
maybe do-
coin was.
Shouldn't we maybe do the temple first? Temple first and then the prison? I mean, in terms of things that seem more and
I
less
was
severe.
kind of-
Cool.
I was kind of in a mission where we're just burning things down as we go.
I mean, we talked about this before we came to Goldrun, okay? About how we can't just go burning everything down as much as I love to.
Prisons don't have to burn to go away.
But
they can
what
be
we can
crumbled.
do is we can take this route, we can join the archaeologists, we can go to the site, get ourselves sort of embedded, find out what we need to know.
That's a better idea. I hand back the pouch of gold.
In the meantime, set up another visit.
keep that.
And if you
Hold
could
on.
convince Rashmi to give you something from their cell. Yes?
Yeah, sure.
Is that something you can do?
I could do that.
I
Also,
don't know if you were talking.
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. While we're going to the dig site,
I'm gonna visit Rashmi. I'll get her to hand me something from her cell. I could maybe get her to chip off some of the rock on the wall or something.
do they have
something
any
specific
sort
to
of
that room.
enchantments where you can't do magic if you're inside the cells?
Yeah.
Then you wouldn't be
Is
able
that
to
going to
get
make a
out.
problem for us?
Well, we can get outside.
Well, it's
so-
more like within the cells you can't cast magics, and there's a sort of barrier that you have to walk through. I almost got in trouble the first time because I was trying, I wasn't sure if I had been seen leaving the dig site or not, so I was wearing a glamour, and when I crossed the threshold into the prison, all the sand fell off of me. It's like they've got some sort of anti-magic thing at the entrance, but I don't think it persists throughout the entire.
Right, so what if you tried to teleport in?
That could probably work because you're not physically passing that barrier. However, on the way out, you'll have to pass through it unless you teleport
Unless we
out.
teleport out.
If we can teleport in with all of our things, I should be able to unlock the cell, depending on the locks. Can you tell me what kind of locks?
Yeah, the dwarven.
You probably pick locks, right?
I do.
Okay.
Between the two of you, And Pippin.
I pick
and
locks
Howie.
too.
We've got a lot of. I don't know how.
Maybe we
I
can all pick the lock at the
destroy-
same time.
Yeah, maybe we can all pick them out at the same time, and then once we get outside of the cell, then maybe you'll be able to teleport us out from, from the hallway.
They are in a single cell. They're not in a mass incarceration.
It's shared. There's four people within the cell.
We'll start with 4 then.
3 other than Rashmi.
The other people, do you know them?
Not personally, and they change out, pretty frequently.
Rashmi hasn't complained about violence within the cell or anything?
Not lately, no.
Okay. Sounds sound. Let's go to the dig site. And I don't know how you would need to set up another...
We have to take the
Meeting.
rig to the guild first. But I would like to... I'd like to get some sort of clothing that I can wear over my armor, if you have it. Something fashionable.
Sure.
Preferably orange, if you have it.
Yeah, concealment is my specialty.
And then if you've got some sort of lightweight linen cloak of some sort to protect from the sun but not be too hot, that would be nice also.
Sure. Say that again?
Like a lightweight linen, like a cloak, but for hot weather.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, he's got plenty of stuff, and I'll basically say that you guys can, and he's going to do this on the house because you've offered to help him. You guys can find or commission him whatever you would like.
Okay.
And he specializes in warm climate, full coverage, so that won't be an issue.
Cool.
I'm going to give him 100 GP. Lie low and use this for your debts currently.
All right. This should cover the next 210 days, so that's perfect.
All right.
Okay, so as you guys set out,
I'll
and
think on the clothes.
We go to the temple, right?
The guild.
the guild hall,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I'm just thinking of clothes.
Yeah. I'll come back to it.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna try and go for the out of a group of people, one of them is a little weird, and I'm just gonna try and cover up as much of me as possible so that later when I'm glowing, it's like, who the fuck was that?
Fair.
Can I get a tan, over whatever? What's that called? No. Ooh.
Detective Howie!
Can I get a tan trench coat and then a safari hat?
Does it drag behind you, or is it cut? Is it cut to your height, or does it drag behind you?
A little dragging, yeah.
Yes. Hell yeah, safari hat, love it. Sorry, I'm just taking notes for my own fan art
No,
later.
for sure. Probably a dark Kenobi kind of tunic.
Hell yeah.
Kind of desert ready, but also very monkish.
Fuck yeah. Dark Kenobi. The best way to describe that, I would say.
Right.
And then Cholula's going for yellow cloak.
Might not be the biggest Star Wars fan, but those costumes.
Yeah.
Fuck. Fantastic.
And then Alma, full coverage.
Yeah,
I'll do
dark
some
colors.
doodling.
Hell
I'm
yeah.
trying to
About not being able to draw yesterday. Just nothing worked,
I was having that for the longest time, and then I drew a One Piece character, and now I've been wanting to draw ever since.
I will say to everybody here and everybody in there, if you're feeling challenged by art, just force yourself to draw more NPCs than you could ever imagine. People who there's no level of importance to them, so you don't feel pressured.
Yeah.
As we gear up to take our break, and we'll pick back up here in about 10 minutes.
Spoilers.
Cut this out.
We're gonna pee.
Something I forgot to mention in our announcements, we've started doing a thing because Sam is working on some things for an upcoming project. We've with our monthly art drops on Patreon, which you can get as part of the $5 adventurer tier. We're starting to release NPC art that you can use in your own games. It's just going to be, we've got Wood Elves already.
Tieflings are next.
Tieflings are coming out next month. You heard it here first.
So that's exciting. Check out our Patreon if you want some art for your games.
Well, you heard it here second. You heard it on Discord first.
I can see him right now.
This screen.
That's true. That is true. Hell yeah. Well, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back in 10 minutes. Don't go away.
Oh no!
As the line of monstrous bandits advance towards you, you hear creaking coming from the woods, when suddenly, belching out from the forest, the dire troll. You're up first.
I cast Fireball.
That's all of them. Roll damage.
All sixes.
Booyah!
All right, you're next.
I cast Cone of Cold. It says AD8 right here. 64 points of damage.
I cast Lightning Bolt.
That's all right with me.
You just did that.
Radiates this like golden energy, and I cast shield.
He looks down in sorrow and then turns a fiery gaze to the rest of you. And that's where we're going to end tonight's episode.
You mother. You!
I'm Cork.
Nice.
Cool.
Give him the official Herald salute, Arcana crew.
Was that gonna be the answer no matter what?
Yes.
Okay.
And very quickly, my head just turns. It's almost like someone called me, and I look back at you and I give you one last wave and one little sad look before blowing you a kiss and waving goodbye.
She goes, hot damn, mama. And I'm gonna slap her on the ass, and then I'm gonna whip around behind.
We have an unboxing to do. This was sent to us by a wonderful viewer of the show who's been with us from the very beginning, I believe.
Yeah.
In this package, there are gifts for all of you, as well as candy to share.
I already prepped.
Okay.
Whoa!
Hooray.
The end of it now, you're coming to the other side. I need everybody to make one more constitution.
Whoa.
And makes it over to this pillar.
Also, Cameron, this map looks amazing.
Right?
If I can throw that out.
Built it with my own two hands.
What about that other hand? What was it?
It watched. Stay safe out there, adventurers.
Listen, I can only catch the.
We return as Pete is leading you through Goldrun once again, with Pippin in tow. Kyrus Threadwind has stayed behind at his shop.
Okay, I was
Good-
like, he's
good
just
call.
coming with. I'm part of the
He's
crew
got some
now.
clothes to make.
I'm a mistwalker.
I love you, Sanji.
Leading you through the Dustwind Crossing, I should say, is the name of the district. I think I said that wrong every time. Pete leads you across. There's this small bridge over a river that runs through the area, and he leads you across that. And as you step through, there's a heavy incline to the street. As he leads you up, and he's like, "Yeah, so that was Dustwind Crossing, and this is the Mirage Quarter. This is where most of the guild halls exist, and it's pretty close to Dustwind Crossing in terms of like road travel. But yeah, this is where you'll find like the people that you want to talk to if you're like building a tavern and you need all that stuff. They're all here." And he leads you up, and you quickly get a sense of why it is called what it is called. It seems to be built on a smaller, less of a plateau and more of just kind of like a flat-topped hill that looks out, and you can see a pretty decent view of the rest of the city. As you're kind of now in the southern portion of Goldrun, you've got an excellent view of the Glimmick Sea and the gorgeous white sand beaches that run along it without the hustle and bustle of the docks that are a little bit further down in the Gleam Wharf district. But looking in the other direction, to the north, you can see views of the surrounding savanna to the north and west that are accompanied by the presence of glimmering mirages in the distance as the heat of the day has started to rise. And luckily, you guys are all feeling much better than you were previously with your new outfits that you've gotten. Even over your armor, there's like a nice kind of cooling, breezy effect. Pete leads you through the Mirage Quarter, past several guild halls and temples, and eventually you arrive at a relatively plain building comparatively that's very tall. It's got an adobe base with a stone base with adobe built from the second floor up, and these large pillars that frame the doorway as Pete leads you into the Archaeological Guild.
Nice.
Stepping inside, it's dimly lit, surprisingly cool. There's some sort of magic equivalent enchantment to air conditioning happening in this space.
I can feel it.
And yeah, it's mostly dark wood interior with a marble floor that's cut into, they're like circular tiles that have these little diamond shapes in between them that line the floor, and a few rugs. There are tapestries and pedestals that depict, or rather the tapestries depict different archaeological finds throughout Vassacre. Some of them you see depict these massive trees that almost look like bonsai trees that have just grown to an enormous size, as well as another one that depicts some sort of temple that appears to be in the dunes. It's just like a beautiful desert landscape with a little bit of an oasis and this stone structure built atop it. And on little pedestals throughout are various artifacts from different places that all look very aged. And the inside of this place itself almost looks like a museum, although it is just the guild hall. You are led forward by Pete, who brings you to a small table, and behind which is a human man who looks up. He's got some spectacles kind of on the end of a hooked nose. Looks up, he's kind of like balding on top, but not that old. Just an unfortunate situation. But he's wearing simple robes and is writing with a quill on a scroll of paper. He looks up. Oh, hello, can I help you?
Hi, we have come with this writ. We were hoping to join and study the Hashan dig site.
Ah, I see. He kind of looks over the seal. carefully opens it without, like, he doesn't break the seal, he just kind of, like, peels the bottom and opens the scroll, kind of reads over it. Ah, Ethelinda and the dwarf. Talgud, yes. That was me, not him.
Sounds a lot like him.
Ethelinda and Talgud. Wonderful. Yes, well, I will have to bring this to the higher-ups and we'll get to some processing. Do you have a residence within the city or a place that you can receive mail?
Pete?
Pete's General Goods.
Yeah, Pete's General Goods! I'm still here, baby!
It's so loud.
Wonderful. Master Pete. Yes, I will get this to the higher-ups, and we should have an answer for you in the next 2-10 day.
That's a long time. Is there anything we can do to expedite the process?
We're on research from Winfell.
We have a few archaeologists in the area on dig sites, particularly in the spiral wood. Particularly in the... You've heard of it. Within the spiral wood, we've got a couple of agents in the area. Do you have information that you could lend to that experience?
The spiral wood, we found that Mira of Goldrun returned it to Mistinor.
I think we have a receipt for sending it via the heralds. But yes, that was what we had found there.
Interesting. He kind of like goes through a couple of papers. Make a persuasion check.
I think you had marked on the map where that mirror room was.
I believe so.
The room is incredible.
Did.
Before we had gone in, I think somebody had said, "I'm going to mark this area."
I see we've had some speculation about a reflection chamber, but we've not discovered anything of the like. If you have its location, that could potentially expedite this process to maybe 3 to 5 days instead of 10.
Oh, I
to 10
did.
days.
Yeah.
I will show him my map because I
Nice.
did.
I love that you actually marked it on your map. That's
Yeah,
rad.
sometimes I remember to do that.
That's cool.
Because you had been the one who flew off to find it, like to look down through the trees. I think.
There was sort of a room that had a piece missing, and the piece missing was the mirror.
So it is
22.
incomplete, but it was returned to its owner.
22.
Excellent.
From this, and he pulls out a similar map to yours, and it's actually kind of like zoomed in. It's a map specifically of the spiral wood. I don't have it prepared specifically now, but he kind of like holds it out and he's like, "Could you mark precisely where you think you found it in correlation?"
From me to you, I know that these people, I don't agree. Alma doesn't agree with their ethics. I'm gonna mark slightly off.
Okay. Go ahead and make a history check with advantage to recall the precise location. And then if you choose to then mark off target, you can do that.
History check, 16.
With advantage.
16.
16? Excellent. Yeah, you can tell based off of, and it helps that you got a bird's eye view of this area. The treetops don't appear to have changed much, at least in this depiction that he has. And you mark about a half mile in the wrong direction.
Yikes. As far as like a door-sized tomb, that's an eon.
No.
Especially archaeologists, because they're going to go to that point and then fan out slowly over time.
With brushes.
It's going to be a minute. Excellent, excellent. Make a deception check as well.
Decepciones.
This is just to see if Alma like kind of like holds the quill over where it is and then moves. Right.
I'm bad at
Here.
lying with my pen.
12.
12? Okay. We're going to use our friend. Going to make a little insight check. Where's the button? I always lose the button. There it is.
I feel like the main skull needs like a name or something. You know?
Yeah,
We
whole
haven't
thing.
named it for a year.
Yeah, we've been going back and forth between like Tray of Fate and the Pergola of Pain.
Tray of Fate is fun. Pergola of pain is something like you gotta run it through the drunk test.
It was like
Pergola
pergola of like predetermination or something like that.
That's much better.
Even better.
He gets +3 to this roll, so he needs to roll a 9 or higher.
Yay! And he does.
How copyrighted is the
No, he
Tower of
doesn't.
Terror?
That's a 6. It's owned by Disney, so very copyrighted, I would assume.
Because it's not on Disney Plus. I checked.
Oh, that's sad.
I know.
It's a good
The
film.
Eddie Murphy one?
No.
No, that was Haunted Mansion.
Sorry.
Kirsten
With
Dunst
Kirsten Dunst.
Yeah.
And that guy.
Oh, really?
Which guy?
It just came out, right?
No, she was young. She was a.
Oh,
it was
they're making
He
a
showed me a
new
trailer.
one?
Yeah. It looks okay.
Is Kirsten Dunst in it again?
No,
I bet.
I don't
Go
think
back to the tower.
she hasn't been on anything since Melancholia.
Oh shit. He rolled a 6, so he believes you.
Not true.
I
Name
smile.
something then.
Standing there rolling dice.
I just smile at him.
Yeah.
That was her in Power of the Dog, right?
Oh,
Howard
I don't think
the
I saw
Dog.
Power of the
Or
Howard the Duck?
Power of the Dog.
Power of.
that what
I've
it's
never
called?
even heard of this. Anyway,
A Kirsten Dunst vehicle. 4 wheels.
yeah, he gladly accepts. Excellent. I can expedite the process for you due to the information that you've provided, something that happens often with adventurers, and you should hear something back from us within the next 5 days.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Is there something we should know?
The Power of the Dog.
Is there something we should know about the site itself upon going? Do we need spelunking gear? Do we need lanterns? We don't know the layout of the site.
Yes, spelunking gear would be necessary. If you do not have access to dark vision, then torch light would be, or lanterns, hooded lanterns specifically, would be more friendly to the environment. The dig site itself is carved into the side of a plateau about 3 miles outside of the city, and yes, very strange. The Harshan peoples are famously nomadic, and the fact that there was a sort of singular location dedicated to this deity, fascinating. There's so much to learn, and a lot that we're still learning.
It sounds like it must have been very important to them.
Yes, almost certainly. I will get this paperwork and your findings involved in the Spiral Wood to Lord Lockwood, and you will hear from us soon.
Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day.
Yes,
Let's
you as
all
well.
leave.
Okay. Pete heads out. You guys exit the Archaeologist Guild and find yourselves in the streets of the Mirage District in Goldrun once again. You can also see from this position, now that you're kind of more southerly, when you were approaching the city from kind of the west, southwest, you saw like the large plateau that has the Stratus District on top. There's another smaller plateau on the sea-facing side that's kind of like the median level. It doesn't have any waterfalls flowing from it or around it close in the vicinity. And you see there's like this line of flying buttresses, almost like, for lack of a better term, or lack of a better reference, you remember the big bridge where Harry and Voldemort fight in the Harry Potter movies?
Yeah.
Kind of like that vibe. Or I think it's where he throws the... Spoilers. I think it's where Harry breaks and throws the Elder Wand at the end of the series.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's just like a big like flying buttress. There's like
All
this
the
big curved...
statues.
Yeah, there's a big curved bridge that leads from that plateau up to the Stratus District, and another one that leads down to the lower portion of the city. From what you guys have seen, that appears to be the only, at least easy entrance to the Stratus District outside of like flying up there.
Or running
scaling.
forever.
Or just running up the wall. But yeah, it is massive, and what Pete told you is correct. It is about 1,000-foot tall plateau from base level to flat top.
Completely different weather.
Having been in like 2 districts so far, has the city changed much in the 30 some odd years since I've been here?
Yes, it has expanded quite a bit. There also, unfortunately, seems to be a wider wealth disparity. It was previously, the last time you were here, there was more of a middle-class presence in this lower area, which now seems to be mostly lower class and merchants.
Yep.
And then you would expect that there are probably higher wealth merchants in what you would know, Howie, to be Horizon's Edge, which is that intermediary point. And you know that people from the lower districts can go to Horizon's Edge, and that's where like the city guard is stationed there, or like their main headquarters is there, as well as a lot of the middle class live on that plateau. But in order to go up to the Stratus Quarter, you have to be, or the Stratus District, you have to either be of noble birth, royalty. The only commoners that are allowed in are instructors at Celestia Arcanum, which is the magic college in the Stratus District, and students who get in.
It's like people that work there.
Yeah. People who work there or go there. No one else is allowed within the Stratus District except nobility and people who have been like granted access.
Howard, do you have a thing for like falling down long
For fall-
distances?
In case we need to bail in the future.
I'm just thinking.
Not ready
Because
right now.
like Alma can fly. Silas
I can fly.
doesn't get. Oh, okay, good.
Silas doesn't what? Like looking at the plateau.
You don't usually get hurt if you fall.
Don't you have like a ring?
I do, but I don't know if,
Oh, I'm
if
good.
you have a way to not get
Yeah.
hurt.
well,
Doesn't that work on... Does your ring only work on you? I thought it worked on like multiple people.
No, it just says
Ring of Featherfall.
when you fall while wearing this ring, you descend 60 feet per round and take no damage from falling. Is all it says.
Oh, interesting. So it's not like a ring that allows you to cast Featherfall. It's just... Oh yeah, it's just a ring that has Featherfall on you.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's cool. You can basically
Can I
Princess
do that?
Peach it.
I mean,
I can't do that.
I can
Not
I
today,
can
at least.
reduce the amount of damage
sounds
that I
like
would
the
take if
guy
I
in
fell, but I don't think I'm
Hunchback.
immune to fall.
That
I'm
keeps
free.
like. Yeah,
Dang it.
You know that guy. He's always falling down.
I'm always falling.
To reiterate, I can't survive every fall. Just want to throw that out there.
I thought you had like. I thought you were able to fall down.
But you're like better at it than most people, right?
Yeah. I can reduce the amount of damage I would take if I fell. Is probably the best way to put it.
Nice.
I think Howie can make more than one person.
Well, you can also just like run on walls.
Let's all
vertically.
not try not to jump off the side. Like,
I'm not going
it's
up
just-
there.
No, I mean I don't think we're allowed up there. I was just looking at how tall it is and
I've never
thinking
been
about
up
the
there.
site we're going to and the spelunking gear and whatever, and like making sure that if there's a drop that we can all be fine.
We just stumbled into our own little thing. We can't. You're making plans. You're trying to change. Like, we can't. Right? So, like, we can't go up there and fuck with things.
No, but I mean we're going to a dig site where we have to like rappel into it or whatever.
Right.
I was just looking up there.
And it's a long way. I don't know how long it is to get into this cave system we're going into. Everybody can see in the dark, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Pippin?
well, how
Can you?
can see?
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool.
I don't know. I could before, and now I can also.
How can you see in the dark?
The demons.
I had a dark passenger for a while. I kind of stayed. I can see very well in the dark. Yeah.
I see all right.
It took a while to adjust to having my eyes closed and not being able to see that, That's how well I can see in the dark.
Well, I do still have this weird, creepy lantern that I got from that one place that stays lit forever, so it's got ravens on it.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Right? Pete, have you ever been to that creepy shop in, what is it? Is that Dark Pines? No. Is that in Dark Pines? Where we got the doll?
Oh, Port Dampier?
Port
Port
Dampier.
Dampier.
Yeah. It's called like
Yeah.
Shits and Baubles or something.
Shits and baubles.
Shits and bubbles. Sounds rad.
Irksome.
All right. 5
That
days
stuff.
is a long time, right?
That's enough time to break someone out of jail, I think.
5 days is. I mean, the others will be in Waterdeep.
Oswick's Oddities.
Yeah!
Yeah, I know Oswick.
Cool.
Weird guy.
Yeah, it's a cool place. It's got a lot of weird shit.
We can break someone out of prison and then go to the dig site, and they're like, what are you doing here? Like, oh, we have clearance. And they're like, no, you don't. We're like, I guess we got a miscommunication, but we will have clearance here. Let's just go through. What's the worst that can happen? We do have clearance. It's just not at that particular moment.
What's the worst that can happen if we just wait the 5 days?
What if we, break someone out of prison?
See,
That'll take like 2 days.
That's something that I would like to do, but
That
if we
could
mess
put
up,
a
it could
damper
keep
on
us
things.
from making it to the dig site and the tablets, and that's what we came here for.
I mean,
Different outfits.
I think
Break someone out of prison.
isn't the main issue that if we stay here and twiddle our thumbs for 5 days, that Horace and Kendry, if they elude capture in Waterdeep, they're gonna be waiting for you in the voracious green lands. What's it called?
For Hornwood?
Yeah, but the place outside of it.
Yeah, it's something like that, but
We also have the ability
they'll
to...
still have to travel from Waterdeep across that water.
Right, but we've
And the
already
Manglewood
been
Forest,
traveling
or
for a
swamp, or
few
whatever.
days.
It's been 2 days.
We have the ability to take a Hashan person into a Hashan site.
Right. I think here's the only thing I'm saying, and I know it's not great.
Verescent Moorlands.
It
Right,
does,
thank you, Pete.
It does come with its own risks, but if we mess up the jailbreak, and
we could be
aren't-
stuck in jail and not be able to return at all.
I don't think there's a lot of places that can keep us.
Or you could lose your hands.
That's true.
That's
also.
a thing they do.
I can
regrow hands.
I don't think it's entirely outside of the realm of possibility that we can regrow hands.
It's
or break
possible.
out of
I can't
jail.
do it, but you can do it.
But
I chose mechanical.
if the jailbreak ends in a way that we are compromised from getting into the dig site,
We just go to the dig
I
site.
think we just find our way into the
Right,
dig
we tried the
site.
polite side.
Yeah, right? I think we're gonna try to do all of the things in the way that yields the best. But guys, really, we're only gonna be here for a little longer. And then we're going back somewhere else. I don't think they're gonna follow us to the other place.
Unless we get stuck here.
I was born here. Oh, what?
Because we mess up. Also,
Is that Hank?
Maybe not. It's like, we're only going to be here a little longer. I'm like, back home.
Yeah, I think we're trying to do everything honorably, and if this city gets in our way,
well, I mean, if
we'll
we
do
can't
things dishonorably.
wait 5 days, then why did we give them the information about the spiral wood?
Well, I think that we thought that it would expedite it to like, great, today you can beat, but it's never today, is it?
Yeah, you just say 3 to 5.
What are they going to do?
It
Ship
could've
that
been
entire
3.
room
That's
over
still
here?
a long
You know,
time.
it's harmless. The room was not being visited by anyone, and we took an important piece from it.
we're like not, I assume we've been walking.
Yeah, walking and talking.
Just so that I know, are you guys headed back to Pete's, back to Skyward Silks?
I figured some grub, and then
I
going
think
back to the
Skyward
Probably I would go to the Silks place because we're talking about breaking his wife out of jail.
Yeah, might need some disguises.
Yeah.
As soon as we're like not within anybody of interest in the archaeology guild, I didn't tell them where the thing was. I gave them a location slightly off.
Oh.
Do you think that's gonna be a problem?
They're planning on. You think that their goal?
They might go check now.
Yeah,
Are they gonna go check it?
he said that they had people.
in the spiral
Yeah, he
wood.
said they had people on site. If they contact those people and are like, "We've got a location," and then they go there and it's not there, that might affect our entry.
Well, then, oops, I was slightly off.
Right.
Get over it.
Looking at a boat, it wasn't like a 25-foot radius. Can you pick in these 25
Right,
feet?
sure.
of
No,
that
I'm not saying that like.
Even
From
25
above,
miles
trees all
on a
kind of look
map.
the same.
I'm not saying that like you did a bad thing and now it's ruined because of what you did. I'm just saying like.
I mean, it could be that.
I'm just saying it might be a factor.
Yeah, let's just bring this
Now
person
it's
out
a
of
full
prison,
5
and then
days
let's
or
go to the dig site. And they're like, you can't come in. We're like, well, we were given the right to, but it's just not here yet. Goodbye. And then we go in. Like, what's going to happen? Is there a
Welcome
line
to
of
Skyward. Oh, it's you guys.
Yeah, I locked the door.
Sure, we can close for the day.
Yeah, you're closed for the day. You're making disguises for us? I don't know how to do this best.
Sure, what, like city guard?
Maybe
I could do the city guard.
city guard.
We
I
could
don't know
do.
if
Hey,
Howie would pass
if
the
you guys
city
are
guard.
feeling treasonous, we could do royal guard outfits.
Just whatever guard is in the prison.
Well, royal guards would be more likely to be able to get in with no questions asked. The city guard, 3 miles outside of the city,
Well,
But like, what if we're already in?
yeah, we're planning to teleport based on the thing that you're
Are we talking
going to
about the
get us.
prison or the temple?
The prison.
Oh, city guard will work for the, well, prison guard, obviously.
So that outfit, so we teleport into the cell, I can stand outside of the cell in the guard outfit, looking inconspicuous, and then when we need to leave, I can get back
out
in.
of the cell first.
Right.
I think I'm probably gonna pass on this one.
Right, that's a good call.
Yeah, not a bad idea.
So I'm just gonna
Should I leave
have the benefit of
behind? It's
not
pretty
knowing,
recognizable.
and I'll see you guys.
It's not a bad idea.
Come by Pete's General Goods if you need anything, or message me or whatever.
Okay.
Let me know if you're gonna Pete's General Goods.
Oh.
Pete's General Goods. Let me know if you're gonna come by or whatever, or if you want to break into that temple. Hit me up because that sounds rad as hell.
Okay.
Pete unlocks the door, steps outside, and leaves a mage hand behind within that locks the door behind him and then vanishes.
Yeah. So we're planning on warping in, taking Rashmi and others out,
And-
and then warping out.
We're hoping that we can warp out if we exit the
Right.
cell. We
You
can't
know,
use
if-
I
magic
think
in
at
the
most,
cell.
as
If
far
there's
as
just-
disguises go, masks could be good.
If there's just a few guards on duty at the time, then we could pop in through a teleport. We could unlock all the cells in that block. How many people can you teleport out at once?
I think it's a time period, right?
Right. It's more of a
I think teleport is limited to 8 people.
Well,
Teleportation
I'm thinking of-
circle
yeah, I'm thinking of
is
Valvin.
6 seconds. As many people as you can get.
up to 8
So
in a 10-foot cube. It'll take me 1 to get us in.
how much time does it take?
6 seconds.
I could,
Does
I
Hank
could be.
count as another person?
I think he's gonna lead us.
Yeah.
He's pretty recognizable.
I think I could potentially be helpful in unlocking other cells if our goal is to get as many people out as possible. However, if it's not, I could also stay behind just so you've got, somebody on the outside in case things go wrong.
That
Also,
might be good.
us
And
four-
I know that Howie and I can both also unlock things.
We could just start breaking shit too.
In that case, I'm pretty good at infiltration. Seems like your friend here is pretty confident in himself. Pippin nods. Maybe the 2 of us stay behind, so if anything does go wrong, we're kind of like the backup plan. We come in and get the rest of yous.
Yeah, and Pippin has a ring still, doesn't he?
He does.
We can contact Pippin through.
As long as you're outside of the cell.
Which we can do. I think I can do that.
I just finally read that line.
Because I would understand that my shadow thing isn't like a
Like,
spell.
shit, that's a big thing.
It's not listed under spells. I shadow step.
Correct, but it sounds like, based off of everything that you've heard, it sounds like it's less of a counter spell situation and more of an anti-magic situation. And that would be considered magic.
In the worst case, if we can't teleport everybody out, we will have just unlocked the cells of who knows how many hopefully dangerous people.
Oh shit! Hey, that's a pretty good idea. Maybe if the plan is we teleport in, grab Rashmi, and teleport out. But in the meantime, if I do go with yous, I can just be unlocking every other cell. We start a prison riot to cover our tracks.
Right.
We don't have to necessarily get those people out. They can just fend for themselves if they want to. And anybody who is not willing to risk it can just stay behind in their cell.
I do have a small amount of weapons that I don't really use as much as others that
I could get access to weapons.
I could lend him out.
I know some guys.
All right, let's do that.
And one particularly dangerous lady.
I can. Guys, I cast one spell and one spell only. But I could, like, make an item with that can cast Vortex Warp like 10 times.
Oh, really?
Yeah, if someone wants to just go around, just be like, pew, 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 pew.
How far does that
I think the issue is we're going to be warping
out of
into
their
a cell,
cells.
and then within the cell we can't do magics.
I don't know if that
Right.
would work with
So
the
how would we
anti-magic
get-
cells.
Oh, the cells.
Outside of
Okay.
just picking the lock, and then
We're
doing it in the
picking-
hallway.
We're
That's my
picking the
plan.
lock out, and then can hopefully use magic from the hallway.
Right.
In that case, I say we hedge our bets then. All of us go in. Myself, Howard, Cholula, and Kairos here. We just start unlocking all the cells. Once we've got... basically, we'll do as much as we can until Rashmi is free. And once she is out in the hallway, we all gather back up and poof. Prison riot, we're gone.
Right.
If for some reason, let's just say we had to jump off a cliff.
Right.
If I were to.
Which you shouldn't
hold-
have to because this cell, prison cell, is...
Under the cliff.
Yeah, it's not even at the horizon's edge. It's like ground level built into the plateau.
What was your question?
Oh, okay. I was gonna ask if I
finding
if
so
I
many
gave
things out.
Silas a big hug while we were falling, if my ring would work on him because I'm holding him.
No, unfortunately not.
I can make up to 5 non-magical items or spells per day? What the fuck?
Yeah, you just be handing that shit out to people. I think anyone can use those too.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
And also, I've got double proficiency bonus when I'm using a tool. Guys, read your class. It's great. Wonderful.
Well, not all of us have a 27-page class. I have, I think, a
I'm
3-page
like, holy
class.
shit, these are huge things. Yeah.
Including subclasses, I have 3 pages.
So I can go in. Visitation hours if assuming they're allowing visitors today, I can get in today, and I can talk to Rashmi.
Great.
Let her know that we're gonna need something. I don't know if she'll be able to get me a chip of a cell in that visit, but I can definitely get one by tomorrow.
I mean, if she has anything on her person,
Even
that would
just
also
a
work.
corner of a
would a
clothing.
clipping of a sleeve work?
Yeah.
Perfect. I can be so quick that I can fucking cut that shit off, rehem it, they won't even notice the difference.
Perfect. We could be in tomorrow morning. If you can find out from her when you see her,
When there are the least amount of guards
the
around.
changing of the guard would be the perfect time for us to get in.
If you don't already know, like, kind of the daily schedule.
I mentioned a second ago, I know a particularly rowdy, dangerous lady. She could have the information that I'm looking for.
Okay.
All right.
Feel free to make yourselves comfortable. Sorry about earlier. No harm, no foul.
Oh, you're making up for it.
Yeah, I did that when I was 14.
Okay.
Oh, I think I can only do one.
But yeah,
You know,
sure.
different paths.
Make yourselves at home. There's an apartment upstairs. It's where I sleep. You can sleep, wherever. There's a fluffy couch and some bags full of beans. If you guys need a place to chill.
Love a bag of beans.
It's softer than it sounds.
Oh, for sleeping.
Yeah.
Oh. Sounds interesting.
It's like a chair that's beans in a bag.
That
Call it a
sounds-
beans in a bag
that,
chair.
That sounds like a wild concept.
Chair full of beans.
Right.
Chair.
Well, I'm off to the holding cells.
Alright.
Make yourselves at home, and I'll be back. Just lock up if you go out.
Okay. What time of day is it now?
It's mid-afternoon.
Okay.
Let's get some food.
Early afternoon, I should say.
Goldrunian food. I had a little bit of a cinnamon bread, and I'm kind of...
That was great.
Do you want a
Shit.
pretzel? I'll keep an extra eye on shit.
Oh, you're being mean.
It's called Crexan cuisine, by the way.
Crexan cuisine.
Yeah, we're in the Crexan Empire, the city of Goldrun, the seat of power for the Crexan Empire.
Is that sarcasm?
Thought about this more. So first off, I can
Oh,
only
like a
do
toilet.
that spell swing thing once per day. I can do it with invisibility,
The rim of power.
Oh, really?
and we could just pass that around.
Well, you have today and tomorrow before we leave.
Yeah, we can go get you some food if you want to sit in here and work.
I'm sorry, I was distracted. What is this?
Don't worry about it.
He can do
Are
this.
we withholding information from one
I
another
can make
now?
us all invisible.
Oh, that would be very
Very
helpful,
easily.
wouldn't it?
But it would only work outside the cells.
And it would be.
And there's apparently some sort of threshold when
We'll
you
have to
exit
pass
the
through.
prison.
Is it like, how would you describe the invisibility as fine or great?
It's fine.
Okay, so like the moment we start unlocking stuff, we're gonna be poof.
I think it would be maybe
The spell
more.
ends for a target that attacks or casts a spell.
Oh. Unlocking something is not casting a spell or attacking, technically.
I mean, it depends if
That's
from the lock's
interesting.
perspective, it
So-
can be an attack.
So maybe.
Well, if one of the three of us is unlocking the lock, it's not
We can use it 10 times.
making an attack.
Right.
Oh, right, I get it.
So-
I'm an idiot.
Maybe we'll focus that on the people who will be unlocking cells, and those of us who are not doing that, not waste the uses.
I'm Captain Backup Plan,
Does this need to be 2-2?
which is usually just darkness and silence.
Yeah, my backup plan is usually turning people into not.
The thread guy, I was gonna just keep him tied up and just shroud him in silence for a long time, but turned out to be kind of a friend.
I wonder if the gods are all sort of
Right? This works, right?
diverse or if there's like a certain makeup to them.
It just says an item, right?
Yeah, whenever you finish a long rest, you can store a first or second level spell, which invisibility is second level. It requires one action to cast in a simpler non-martial weapon or spell casting focus, so just fucking dagger and make it and cast invisibility.
Stab yourself with invisibility.
No, not even. I mean, you just have to hold it. But while holding the object, a creature can take an action to produce the spell's effect. Using spell modifier +5 requires concentration. So each person would have concentration on it, but you can pass it around. I think
Well, if you can.
it just
I think
takes
it's-
one action to cast.
I think it's one-time use, though.
10 uses.
Oh, per day, per long
But
rest.
I can only do it once. Store something in
Gotcha.
something once, but it has 10 uses after that.
Okay. Rad. Yeah.
It sounds like we have a lot of ends covered, right?
So only one person at a time.
'Cause it doesn't
yeah,
say.
Yeah, I would say that would be how that would work because
Right.
it's a separate use.
Yeah,
Of
each person
the
has their
spell.
own concentration.
Yeah, and it
on
doesn't
yeah.
require attunement or anything. So yeah, that would work.
So you don't have to be holding it to stay invisible?
No, you just you hold it to activate it, and then from there it's your concentration.
Okay.
Like you couldn't all use the same single charge, but since there's 10 charges, you could pass it around.
Yeah.
That's fucking wild.
I can do that like once per day. I can store a spell into something. It's rad. I should have been doing this the whole time.
That's super rad.
Like cure wounds or, you know.
Hey, back-to-back heists though.
Yeah.
No better time to have discovered this.
All right. So we'll have that. Anybody who's unlocking cells, as soon as we get through the magical threat, the anti-magic threshold, activate that. Pass it around. And the rest of us will be on standby to teleport back out.
We just gotta hold hands, right? To teleport?
We don't even have to touch, really. You just gotta get
Oh, how close we gotta be?
as close to me as possible.
All right.
As Pippin is looking at
Do
me,
you
I'm
have to
just
be able to see
red.
us?
Yeah. Well,
Before you had to stand in
Well,
kind
I
of a
need to-
smaller square.
I just need to know that you're there.
What does teleport say? Is it a creature you can see?
Oh yeah, that you can see within range.
Okay, so we'll have to not be invisible for that part. We'll have to
Right.
pop in and then turn invisible.
Pop in, break out, turn invisible.
Maybe once the riot starts.
Do we not want to go invisible first? Because if we
Oh,
pop
can we
in, we
go
pop
invisible
in.
in
No,
a cell?
because we'll pass through an anti-magic barrier.
Oh, right.
out of
Okay,
the
so we'll
cell.
pop in, open the first cell, pass around the invisible dagger. Then we'll open all the other cells, stop concentrating on invisibility, get back together, and bounce out of there.
The thing with
maybe once
prison
the
riots,
riot starts, we can sort of get into the back and collect
the thing with
ourselves.
prison riots is they don't happen where the cells are. They happen where the prisoners have run from the
Right.
cells.
So
So
myself,
they'll be distracted on other ends of the prison, not where they came from.
so myself, Mr. Threadwind, Cholula, and Howie, we're gonna be in charge of unlocking the cells, which means Silas and Alma, are you two okay with taking down any guards who might be aware of our presence?
I think we'll just go to either side of the hall.
Yeah.
You know, we'll kind of sandwich you, and Silas will get one side and I'll get the other.
I wonder if
I'm
there's a
gonna
way
start-
to break that enchantment.
I'm going to
the
start
anti-magic.
deceptive, like as a guard, looking confused and trying to stop the riot, and that'll maybe take them off guard a bit more. If a guard approaches like, I don't know what to do, then, take them out.
Right.
With my fists. And the wall,
Sounds-
probably the wall.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Do you think I could get a guard outfit in like a tearaway?
Like
With just a single
with
piece.
Snaps?
Probably. I
Maybe.
mean, he seems very skilled.
That probably would be good so that before we teleport out, we don't pop back up with the
Teleporting
guards
back here, though,
outfits.
right? Doesn't really matter.
Maybe reversible.
So, you guys have a little bit of downtime before Kairos returns. Is there anything in particular that you guys want to do to either prepare or just anything that you want to do in the meantime? If you guys don't have anything in particular you want to work on.
Sorry, no,
Do
I
I
was
have enough
looking through my
time
spells.
to
Oh yeah, we're gonna get food while we build stuff.
do a check thing?
Yeah,
Cool.
that's a downtime activity for sure.
Cool.
You're working on investigation still?
Investigation, I would like to make little archaeology tools, though.
Ooh, yeah, you can do that as an artificer. So,
Would you say that would count for that or whatever?
Yeah,
Just
for
like
sure.
making little.
yeah, go ahead and make a. This will be a tinkering check.
Okay.
Tinker.
What's your current DC?
So it starts at 10, then it's +1 for each one, or what? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 16.
Okay.
And I'm. What would a tinkering check be again?
It'll be intelligence and proficiency for you.
Intelligence and proficiency. Okay.
I do some workouts, some downtime,
Hell yeah.
see what happens.
Get a pump going.
Would it be possible to start some bubbles on just spreading mist out over the battlefield?
Sure.
It's like a buff. It doesn't do anything actively, but it allows me to move more freely. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Okay.
Like an action to spread.
I would
goop
say
out.
so. Mechanically, we've already got it so that I'm basically my headcanon for Silas is that he can travel through mist or shadows. I would say in this instance that would be like working towards being able to cast the fog cloud spell, which would be more about obscuring view than transport, because you're already very mobile.
Right. Just sometimes if the room is bright and I don't have shadows or mist, I'm wondering if I can mist myself all over a room.
I would say, yeah, you could work on that as a backup plan, but the likelihood of ever needing it is pretty slim, so I would
Yeah.
leave it up to you if there's anything else that you're more interested in having. How'd you do, Howie?
14.
How'd you do?
Rolled real
The DC
bad.
doesn't go up, but yeah, it'll need more work on that one. You do successfully make a set of archaeology tools, though.
Yeah, cool.
Some nice little brushes and picks and things. Alma, you working on anything?
I don't have anything right now.
Okay. And Cholula, you wanted to do some strength training?
Yeah, I didn't do a good job.
Oh.
Didn't do job.
All right. Silas, anything?
Rolled a 3.
No, I'm just gonna fiddle around with Mage Hand.
Okay. I'd also say, based off of the information that you've gotten from several sources now, you don't know about the prison, but particularly the dig site seems like it's probably pretty dark. Since that guy was like, "You guys all have dark vision.
Yeah.
You should be fine."
This is more like things outside of the next couple days.
For sure. For sure.
We're fighting out in the sun.
Would I be able to create mist with the shape water spell?
That's a good question.
It says that I know I've used it to make mist
Go away.
turn like not opaque.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I could like gather water from and do a 5-foot cube of mist basically.
Because my darkness is mist, and I usually teleport into that.
I would say, unfortunately, not.
Okay.
Just because you can do kind of the opposite. Like, you could take mist from the air and make it into water and then potentially freeze that water.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't, like, heat up the water to create a vapor.
But if you can change the shape, can't you, like, spread the particles away from each other?
I'd say there would be a roll required, just
Okay.
because it's not specifically stated. Because again, there's a spell called Fog Cloud that exists for a reason.
Yeah. But this is only like 5 feet.
True.
But also, you can change the flow.
I'd say make it, if Cholula's wondering about this, make an Arcana check. We'll call it a DC 20, and if you hit it, then you can do that.
Oh my
19.
god.
Oh.
Oh my
No
god.
pluses to Arcana.
Plus 2.
Yeah, I'd say that you're kind of like messing with some water from a water skin or like a basin nearby. Excuse me. And you go to try and like spread it out, but as the particles become further apart, it starts breaking into droplets first, and then the droplets eventually just kind of like fall to the ground. And once it's not like a solid shape, basically, of water, single shape, it just starts to fall apart.
Okay. On a 17, could I figure out if I can change the direction of the flow of water? If I did that up at the top of those piss falls, would it flood the stratosphere or whatever it's called?
The Stratus District? Let's see.
There's an amount of water you
I'm
can
gonna
do.
say no, because shape water is a cantrip.
Okay.
You don't want to flood the riches. You don't want to flood the rich with piss.
Well, it's like
Just because
There's
they're
also like a more
says-
powerful version
also-
of that spell or
It says
something.
it
Yeah.
doesn't cause damage, but if you can reverse the flow and it's all flowing down, but at the edge it can't flow down within because that 5 feet is taken up, would it start to spill out?
I'd say it would.
That's my question.
It would back it up for 6 seconds, and then it would return.
Okay.
But if we took turns and we did it for like a minute,
We should we'll just build a dam.
Make
That's
a-
fine.
No roll required. You get the sense that you would have to do it to all 4 of the waterfalls simultaneously. You'd have to plug them all up. Otherwise, you're basically just going to get stronger flow from the other 3.
Converted. Okay.
I have a new mission for this entire campaign.
Is it plug 3 of them so one just jets?
This bag of
No,
tricks,
all of them get plugged until it spills over the top of the walls.
the little animals in the bag of tricks. I don't know where to find that guide, like the list of animals that I have, like possible to toss out.
I've got it right here.
Because I know there was a goat and a rat and an owl.
Did you not put that card in there?
Where? Oh,
Is it not in your
probably.
items? Because you
Maybe.
can
it'll
click
be
on like
listed. Do you have listed what color you have?
I think rust colored.
Rust. Yeah, I've got your creatures.
Could you see if you have them?
Why is it? Oh, do you have Red Bull? I was like, why does it smell like shots?
I have a very
Red Bull.
similar red twitch.
Yeah, it should be
taking
an
shots over
item.
here?
It should be an item you can find on D&D Beyond. If not, I've got the list of the little critters.
Bag of tricks. Okay, got it.
There are like 4 of them that could be really useful, and 4 of them that are fine.
I was curious if a beaver was one of them because
No.
they built dams.
No beavers, unfortunately.
Okay.
But if you
I like the
did,
idea of
but
just
hey,
like Go, little beaver.
If you
in a couple months.
summoned a brown bear and just stuffed it in there, maybe,
Yeah.
or a giant goat, or a giant boar.
Let's see what I have. How can we stop up the piss with Silas's stuff?
All right. Okay.
Let's
First
stop
off,
the piss. We know you can stop the piss.
Oh, you know what,
Don't
Cholula?
stop. Don't stop this.
With shape water, you can
stop.
freeze water.
Yeah.
That
Would that stop the flow?
potentially.
I mean, if we
But only
really
for
want to
6
do
seconds,
this,
or
we
would I
can
have
do
to
this.
continuously
Well, no,
cast it?
I think the idea is that when you freeze the water, it stays frozen until it melts.
Oh, and unfreezing in 1 hour is what it says.
In 1 hour, yeah. So if
Long
you could,
enough.
so if you
get
had
to all
Alma,
four of
if you
them
had
in-
Alma just fly you around the plateau, there's a potential that you could
For an
potentially
hour.
stop up the sewer system of the Stratus District. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Just curious.
All the while screaming, "We're the Mistwalkers!"
Bitch.
You're welcome for the piss.
Excellent. After
Good thought exercise.
after about 2 hours, Kyrus Threadwind returns to his shop and steps inside, reaches into one of his pockets, and pulls out a small little like loop of fabric. It's it's thin and a little bit threadbare, but it's like discolored, off-white, I should say. Holds it up.
Okay.
I got this.
Yoink.
Is it? Are we doing this now?
I think in the morning, right?
When
We had to
did
make-
you find out when the change of the guard?
Yeah, I made a stop by the Flaccid Dagger and talked to my contact there, and changing the guards. There's one in early morning around 6 bells, and there's one in late afternoon at about 9 bells.
6 bells. It is.
6 bells.
Oh my goodness. Sorry.
What?
I
Josh only
can
just found
quadruple.
out
No,
what his
I know a
character
way
does.
where I can quadruple my proficiency in something.
Oh wow.
I'm imagining.
It requires a spell too, but still.
I'm imagining you like how he's just sitting in a corner with a bunch of pieces of things, just like oh. Every now and then, just let him cook.
So I'm holding two things, and looking at them, and he like fits them together, and it's like seamless, and he's just like. Bless you.
Bless.
Thank you.
I don't know why I always imagine Hank as like, you know, when you're in your house and you're doing something, and there's like, God, I wish I had like a third Hank. Like Hank is always just close by, just kind of like holding shit.
I feel
and
like
just being
he's
at
also
table.
like that one clip from The Office where Dwight's just standing there and Angela's right there. And he's like, oh!
Frequently forgetting that he exists.
Fuck.
Excellent. So, Pippin fills Kyrus in on everything that he missed about the plan, about how the plan
Thank
is
goodness
to.
Pippin was here.
Yeah, the plan is to teleport in to the cell, exit the cell,
Start a prison riot.
start a prison riot. Well, exit the cell, go invisible,
Right.
start a prison riot, and then become uninvisible and vanish yet again. Kyrus seems nervous but excited. And yeah, I don't know if you guys tried out those beans and bags chairs, but feel free to get some rest. Looks like you've all got plenty of bedrolls anyway.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and call it for the night, and things will pop off in the morning.
Right. Yeah.
Do we have? Is there any way to like set an alarm to make sure we're awake in time to go to prison?
It's early. It's early enough in the day that, based off of D&D mechanics and the wonder that is a fantasy game, if you guys go to bed early enough, you'll wake up in time.
Nice.
That's what makes it fantasy.
Yeah.
Is that we can wake up on
You
time?
can
I've
go to
never
bed
managed
early.
it.
You could actually make it to bed early.
Yeah. You lay
That's
down
so
and
great.
sleep finds you.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I go to bed anytime I want.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Magical world. Love it.
Wonderful world building.
Yeah. Don't change anything.
Fantastic. Don't change a thing.
So you all find your sleep early.
Oh, I do have a question. Sorry, Howie. I have a thing, and I haven't been able to use it, and I really want to. It's this, and I hold up this like gross little bag that has like a face on it. Can you amplify this so it happens to more than one person?
Silas?
It's the bag of sneezing and choking. The dust of sneezing and choking. It's a single use. I have to use it on something that breathes, and we only fight shit that doesn't breathe. And I figured maybe it would work better if it could work in an area, if it could be amplified. Here, and I'll just like throw it to you. Just don't breathe
Bag
it
of
in.
sneezing, and I'll look
Choking.
into it. I'm choking.
I'm gonna go sleep on beans.
Howie, make a quick... This will just be an intelligence check.
Okay.
But add your proficiency.
Okay. 27.
27. Looking over it, you don't have anything like mechanically that can increase this item's effectiveness. But you do have some queso. And you know, based off of previous experiments, that when you mix queso up into a sort of like dust,
Right.
and then distill it with other things, it changes the properties of it.
Yeah.
It would take some experimentation, but you could potentially combine this dust with queso dust, and if you could find a way to re-solidify it, you could basically make, like, you know those little things that that fake ninjas throw down?
Yeah.
And then there's like
yeah.
a puff of smoke, little smoke bombs. You could basically make a sneezing and choking bomb if you wanted to,
Hell yeah.
potentially.
Okay.
There would be
noted.
some rolls required.
Yeah, yeah.
So whether or not you want to work on that with your downtime before bed is up to you. Or if you want to maybe save that for temple excursions later, it's whatever you want to do.
Yeah, I mean, if there's time, I'd definitely try to do that.
So first, I need you, and I'll go ahead and tell you the DCs for these rolls.
Okay.
They're going to be increasing difficulty. It's just going to be 2 rolls. The first one is DC 15. This is to grind down the queso that you have, sand it basically, 1 use of queso, into dust, and combine it with this dust of sneezing and choking without having a mishap.
Okay.
Did you not save dust from before?
I do have. I've got dust.
Oh, if you have some, then
I think.
Yeah,
When
I
he
think
was
I have
playing
one
around
use
in a
of,
graveyard.
like, I'd have to look it up somewhere, but I think I have one that's still. One that's refined, one that's just dust, and one that I made into
Alchemist Fire.
Alchemist Fire.
Excellent. Okay, in that case, we'll lower the DC to 12, and this will just be to mix the dusts.
Okay, cool.
Okay, I could.
So, what kind of check?
Tinkering.
Oh, we did that in
Tinkering?
Mistinor, outside that quaint little town. We were doing explosives.
We went to the park.
Yeah.
And this would be using tools, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah, be using your Tinker's tools.
Okay. So 6 plus 6
12.
plus 6,
18.
18. And then that'd be plus intelligence too?
Uh-huh.
23.
23 is a success. You manage to mix the two together, and you add in a little bit of alcohol to kind of like mix everything together in liquid form. And go ahead and make one more tinkering check. This one's going to be a DC 20.
Okay.
This is to solidify the mixture.
30. Hold on. 20.
Is it over 20?
27.
27. Excellent. So, Howie, what you managed to do is you take some of the queso dust, and as a test, you kind of mix in some alcohol, and because of the properties of the queso itself, when the alcohol evaporates and it dries, it is no longer in a powdered form. It has kind of like solidified into a little marble, basically.
Oh, cool.
You take that pure queso marble and encase it in the queso and sneezing and choking mixture, add more alcohol, have like probably a little makeshift mold that you make out of a couple of bowls, and wait, and kind of like add heat periodically over time to help with the evaporation process, which is pretty quick because it's alcohol. and from there you remove it, and you have this glass, smooth, dark orb, and there's just this little glint of orange light in the center of it, like this palm-sized marble glass-like sphere, and you don't know how big it will be or how amplified it will be, but you know that when somebody throws this and it impacts, there will be a small explosion, and it will release a cloud of sneezing and choking dust in an area of effect.
I need to see if
How does that work again? They just do it till they die?
they fail saves, they continue to not breathe. It's a pretty fucked up little guy. They have to succeed on a DC 15 con save or become
For
unable
how
to
long?
breathe.
Yeah, congratulations, you've just worked together to defy the Geneva Conventions and create a
Here's
war
Agent
crime.
Orange.
A war crime waiting to happen.
You all just made mustard gas, I
Yeah,
think.
stone ground mustard gas.
I've been mustard gassed. I don't know if we have
Incapacitated
Oh,
and
yeah.
suffocating as
On
long
Chaos
as
Hours.
Yeah, that's probably the best time to talk about that. What were you saying?
Oh, I was just reading the spell.
Yeah.
All right, so you
Lesser
guys
restoration ends it.
get your items together and have your long rest. You waken early in the morning, 5 bells, an hour to spare, feeling rested, and you gather up and prepare to teleport into the Goldrun prison cells. And that's where we're going to go ahead and end tonight's session.
Which is perfect because it's very warm in here
It's
now.
getting warm, but we've got to do some chaos
I just
hours.
say I give you that thing. You,
Yeah, we can cold open with it.
cool.
Absolutely. All right.
Because I want to play out Silas's excitement. Because I love this item, and I literally have only fought things that don't breathe. The biggest fights we get into, I look at Cameron, I'm like, is its chest growing periodically?
Hell yeah. Thank you guys so much for joining us. This was a very fun session. Before we go,
Join
we've
the
got...
Discord.
Yeah, join the Discord and join our Patreon because we have lovely patrons. Their names I shall read.
They have them.
We've got our wonderful adventurers, definitely not Sam, Eric Firm, Freya Odensdaughter, Nita Yilva, Robin Stone, Scott Shear, Tina Holt, and our lovely weary traveler, Al. Thank you guys so much for supporting us on Patreon, and don't forget to pop over there for all the goodies that we have available. We'll
Goods.
catch all of you in the next episode. But until then, stay safe out there, adventurers.
You would stay safe out there.
Every time.